I'm going to say something that might surprise you. I don't know how to code, no programming degree, no computer science background, and yet I'm building advanced home assistant automations, dashboards, and logic flows. Stuff that honestly used to scare the hell out of me. And the reason was simple: AI. If you've ever looked at Home Assistant and thought, this looks awesome, but also terrifying, this video is for you. This is part one of a series where I'm going to show you how I use ChatGPT as my personal Home Assistant copilot to build automations, troubleshoot YAML, and design dashboards, all without being a programmer. Today is about the mindset shift. The next videos are where we start building together. Let's be honest, Home Assistant used to feel like a secret club where everyone spoke YAML fluently and casually said things like, oh yeah, just template it. Nerd! You'd copy code from a forum or GitHub, you'd break something, and then you have no idea why it broke. That was always the biggest barrier: not knowing what to write, not knowing why it worked, and definitely not knowing how to fix it when it didn't. That's where AI changes everything. I don't ask ChatGPT to write code like I'm some engineer. I talk to it like a human. I'll say something like, I want to create an automation that opens my crank windows if the air quality in the home is bad, or when outside air is cooler than inside during the summer, but also make sure it never runs during the wintertime. And it turns that idea into a working automation with conditions, with the correct syntax, and with explanations in plain English. This is also how I was able to create full blueprints for others to use without ever sitting down and learning to code. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how I prompt ChatGPT to do this, including mistakes, fixes, and refinements. What this really changes is the process. Automation building becomes a conversation. I explain what I want to happen. AI gives me something usable. I test it. And if it doesn't work, I ask why. That feedback loop is the breakthrough. And here's the most important thing I want you to hear. You don't need to understand programming to use Home Assistant anymore. You need to understand what you want your house to do, where to find device entities in Home Assistant, when something should happen, and what should stop it. AI literally handles the rest. In part two, I'll break down exactly how I use AI to deal with entities and helpers, because once that clicks, everything gets easier. Here's a real example. I built a dashboard and automations to track parenting time between my ex-wife and myself, not emotionally, factually. It tracks scheduled versus actual time together, calculates month-to-date and year-to-date percentages, and uses my son's iPad to record where he's staying. This is something that I never could have built before. I told ChatGPT, explain this like I'm 5, and then build it for me. And it did. It creates sensors, cleaned up my logic, fixed mistakes that I didn't even know I made, and explained why each piece existed. That explanation is what taught me how this stuff actually works. AI just doesn't give you code, it teaches you why you're building. Over time, you start recognizing triggers, conditions, helpers, templates, and states. Not because you study them, but because you use them. The biggest change for me? I'm not afraid to break things anymore. If something fails, I paste it into ChatGPT and ask, what did I mess up? And suddenly troubleshooting isn't scary, it's collaborative. Home Assistant is getting easier. AI is getting smarter, and the gap between smart home enthusiast and developer is shrinking fast. If you've ever been sitting on the sidelines thinking Home Assistant is too advanced, now is the time to jump in. Start small, ask AI dumb questions, break things, fix them, and if you want to follow along as we go deeper, make sure you subscribe, because the next videos are where we're going to start building for real. If I can do this without a programming background, you absolutely can too.